Welcome to our AAA and Member Choice Vacations presentation on our London and Paris holiday tour. My name is Cheryl Simpson. I'm the manager of our Amsterdam office. I've been with AAA Northway for over 25 years, and I love to travel. I enjoy the excitement of discovering new places and meeting new people. I will be hosting the December 2023 London and Paris holiday tour, which will run December 2nd through December 10th for 9 days. I would love to have you join me on this new and exciting adventure. We have experienced travel agents on hand to make your vacation seamless and easy. You can stop by any of our AAA Northway offices listed below, do a phone appointment or an online appointment, whichever is easiest for you. Now sit back and relax while Kevin Ferguson, our Member Choice Vacations Manager, tells you all about our London and Paris holiday tour. Hi, Kevin.
Hi there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Cheryl. And yes, as Cheryl said, you can reach out to any of our travel consultants, whether you are up in the North Country in Clinton County with our Plattsburgh locations, down to the Capital Region with Amsterdam, Schenectady, Saratoga, Clifton Park, or Queensbury, or down in the Southern Tier with Tammy in our Vestal office just outside of Binghamton. We're here for you, 877-222-8283 or AAA.com/appointment. And as Cheryl said here, an amazing journey here from the cosmopolitan London to romantic Paris, crossing the English Channel via high-speed train, experiencing the holiday spirit of the iconic cities here of London and Paris, December 2nd to December 10th. Again, my name is Kevin Ferguson. I'm the Business Development Manager for all of upstate New York for AAA Member Choice Vacations. I've been proudly working for the company for 16 years, both as a tour manager out on the road in the thick of it all, as well as on our sales floors. Home base for me is Syracuse, and I have guided this tour here, London and Paris. My last time there was in November of 2022, and go, see, experience, and explore. AAA Member Choice Vacations this past 2022 was voted for the 5th consecutive year as the Guided Tour Partner of the Year by our AAA national offices. So not just AAA Northway, but AAA Minneapolis, Southern California, Mid-Atlantic. They voted us as the #1 here. And again, not only just based on how we've handled ourselves during the pandemic, but also your traveling experience as well. And we received this brand new accolade, the Agent's Choice Award. And this was only given to one supplier, either land or cruise. And it was given by our frontline agents here throughout the country. So great accolades. So you knowing that you're traveling with a reputable company, speaks volumes in these uncertain times. Now, being a AAA member, there's an additional benefit for you. So if you didn't need to use the towing or anything like that, there's a AAA member savings. Plus, and I'll mention this later on, there's a couple optional tours. Now, these options are done during free time. There's going to be a one-time $50 per person credit that will be able to be used towards a pre-sold option of your choice. So helping to budget and plan. I'll give you a little bit more info on that. But again, thank you so much for your loyalty to AAA, and we look forward to having you travel with us. Of course, our journey here, December 2 to December 10, perfect traveling time. Be back in time for the holiday season and everything else here, so plenty of enough time. And yes, I do need to address the elephant in the room. And thanks, Google. Never thought I'd find a photo of an elephant in a room, but you can find anything on the internet these days. When we talk about the pandemic and when we handle this subject here, look, our life all stopped right around March the 13th, 2020. We too at AAA Member Choice Vacations also had to do the same thing, but we realized that if implementing on-tour safety and wellness protocols could be done, we would do it and we can return to the road. And we did. We got back onto the road in 2020. In July of that year, operated 40 tours throughout the country. Now, with the vaccine rollout, we were able to return to travel internationally in 2021. London and Paris that we're talking about here was one of those first trips that began. A lot more hoops back then than what it is now. So looking at travel now, 99% of where we were going pre-pandemic is open to us again. We're not going to Russia or China. Those are the only two countries. So again, the world is open. Are you open to it? The answer should be yes. That's why you're here and watching this. Now, knowing that your financial investment in travel is safe and secure, more important than ever, we've given back over $185 million in full money back refunds when we as an operator were unable to operate trips. Now, Not coupons, not vouchers, not credits, but again, a cash option, which is huge in these unprecedented times here as well. And that name Colette that you're seeing on the screen there, very much a household name, the longest running tour operator in North America, even sponsors Wheel of Fortune a couple times a year as well. So if it's good enough for Pat and Vanna, probably good enough for you too as well. Moving on with the pandemic, and looking forward, as of May 1, 2023, we're not going to be asking travelers to divulge their vaccination statuses or things like this. We had done that the last couple of years. Prior to us implementing that in the spring of 2021, we did some surveying. 92% of our travelers were fully vaccinated anyways. So again, if you're a little bit on these, don't worry. Again, you're traveling with very much a like-minded audience there. All right, I'm tired about talking about the pandemic, excited about talking about this amazing journey, as I mentioned here. 2 countries, England, France, 2 cities, London, Paris. There's even an optional tour to come in ahead of time for a little extra time, and a post-tour extension here in Amsterdam, which I'll mention to you as well. But the first question I usually get is, Kevin, what's the weather going to be like over here in England and in France, respectively? How does it compare to us in Albany, in the capital region? So, on average, 31 to 39 is the average in Albany when we're leaving on December 2nd. When we are in London, it's 44 and 48. So it's warmer than it is here at home. And in Paris, 40 to 45 is the average temperatures there. So not hot, not cold, as cold as it is at home, but just right traveling wise here. This is a great shoulder low season time of year to experience and explore, and especially take advantage of the strength of the US dollar versus the British pound and the euro as well. All right, so this trip, 3 nights, 1 hotel in London, 4 nights, 1 hotel in France. How are we getting there? Is there a direct flight from Albany to London? No, unfortunately not. What we'll do is, though, we'll have a hometown group pickup from 1 designated spot. That's at the AAA Half Moon office in Orchard Park. I'm sorry, in Clifton Park, not Orchard Park. That's Buffalo. In Clifton Park. And then what we'll do is we'll make our way down to Albany Airport. Albany Airport, East Coast hub, overnight flight from that East Coast hub. As the crow flies, about 6 hours, 7 hours here, gets us into London, England. And then after our 4-night stay in Paris, back to North America here as well, and then back up to Albany on this. We'll bring you back from home. Bring you back home, even if you're doing those pre or post extensions, we'll have that those transfers available for you. Here we are. We welcome ourselves to the city of London at Christmas time, this metropolitan city filled with light, laughter, and excitement of the holiday season. And whether perusing the city's many Christmas markets for handmade gifts, colorful decorations, or just basking in the scent of mulled wine and cinnamon, this is truly going to be a Christmas that you'll never forget. This evening, we're going to taste of contemporary British fare along with our new travel mates as we begin our journey. Our next day, we're going to join a local expert on a panoramic city tour, discovering the pageantry of London and beginning with a walking tour of Westminster, where we're going to see Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, and Westminster Abbey. Now, Big Ben is not the tower. It is not the building. It's actually the bell that's on top of the Victoria Tower. So that's why you travel, is because you get to learn, see, and explore, and expand those minds and travel horizons there. Now, the Westminster Abbey that you see has been the site for every coronation for nearly 1,000 years. It's also the home to many royal weddings, including the marriage of Princess William and Kate Middleton, amongst others. We'll then continue to Buckingham Palace to witness the changing of the guard ceremony. We will not be going inside of Buckingham. I don't think King Charles would approve of that, but again, of course, being able to see part of the changing of the guard, really cool. And then a Christmas time visit to London would not be complete without a stop at Harrods, which is the city's most iconic department store. And here, finding yourselves exploring just a wonderland of glorious holiday displays, incredible food hall inside with its gourmet heaven. It's, you will not go hungry. You will not go thirsty on this. Now, Harrods was established back in 1849 and covers about 5 acres here. Now, after this, we're going to set off to explore London's charming Christmas markets and perusing the sea of wooden chalets offering a plethora of unique crafts, artisan goods, and local treats. And our next day, traveling to the historic city of Oxford, home to the prestigious University of Oxford, and enjoy a leisurely walk admiring the iconic architecture, followed by time at leisure to explore the quaint shops filled with handmade crafts and local treats. You're going to really feel like a local. Yes, it's low season. That means you're going to have these places all to yourself, and it's just nice to be able to go see and explore, not fighting the crowds, not having to sweat, as we make our way through and see these cities here, but you're just going to be able to relish in this beautiful location here. The festivities are going to continue with a visit to Blenheim Palace here, one of England's most magnificent homes that even shines brighter at Christmas. And this was actually the birthplace of Sir Winston Churchill, and it's a UNESCO heritage site, which will give us a glimpse into the life of English royalty. Now, UNESCO stands for the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Basically, the UN said we need to take care of this for the patrimony of humanity, amongst others. Now, how are we getting to get to Paris here? Well, we're going to explore Paris. We're going to get to it here, and it's all done by high-speed train. I'll show you that shot in just a second here, but we get to the French capital here of Paris, the city of light, La Ville de Lumière, with its luxurious dining, its high fashion, French savoir-faire, amongst others. It was first established back in the 3rd century BC, just about the time that Mick Jagger started playing for the Stones. Anyways, no. All joking aside, we'll be hopping aboard the sleek, futuristic Eurostar high-speed train, getting us there in just about 2 hours' time from London's St. Pancras station over to the Gare du Nord here in Paris. And we'll then settle in for our 4-night stay in the City of Light as we join our tour manager for an orientation walk around the hotel's neighborhoods. We'll be seeing places like the Place de la République, which is located in the seam between the verdant Canal Saint-Martin and the elegant district of Le Marais, which boasts gorgeous old mansions and trendy boutiques. We'll then, our next day, start our day by taking in the most iconic sites of Paris on a panoramic city tour here. With our local guide, we'll be seeing the Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Élysées, which is the large long avenue here that comes up to the Arc de Triomphe, as well as the Notre Dame Cathedral here. The Notre Dame we will not be able to go into yet. Again, my next slide showing up will be of this here, but some places like the Place de la Concorde, as well as the Place Vendôme, bustling sites here. This is a place of architectural wonders here. Now, being back here, as I said, in November of 2022, they're doing painstaking work to get things done in time for the Paris 2024 Olympics. That is the goal for the city of Paris right now, is to be done in time for this to be all there. So it will not be open yet, but they are doing round the clock work here at Notre Dame to bring it back. Now, we will be able to write our own story during a free afternoon, whether it's indulging in some of the world's best shopping on the Champs-Élysées, simply doing what the Parisians do by just sitting at a sidewalk cafe, taking in the beauty that is Paris as people go by, or just partaking in an optional walking tour in the footsteps of legendary figures of French couture. We have it right here. And following in those footsteps, as this optional tour is, we'll be learning about such fashion by designers like Christian Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Coco Chanel, during a chic walking tour here. Now, our expert is going to tell stories of the world-renowned French fashion industry, from the haute couture creations to the pret-a-porter or ready-to-wear pieces. We'll be strolling between the opulent Place Vendôme, which is famous for its jewelry boutiques, as well as the trendy Opera district here, passing by the most famous fashion houses, chic boutiques, department stores such as the historic Magasin Printemps or Galerie Lafayette. This is a shot of the inside of Galerie Lafayette, and this is a place where it is just an ooh and an ah. Even if you're not a shopper, the history and the places that you're going to see here really, really are magnificent. And it goes for $85 per person. And again, the transportation is included on this here. focusing, of course, on the societal history of fashion from the late 1800s to present day times here as well. Now, this is not a shopping tour. You're not going to be visiting local stores during the tour through time because it just won't be allowed in there. But I just want to let you, be able to get into that history, into that culture that is the couture of France here. Now, we join everybody there in that evening here all together. That was an option. You're done during free time. You're not missing out on anything of doing anything else. You have an option here, whether it's going to the Palais de Latin dinner here and cabaret show in the Latin Quarter, or going and doing a brasserie dinner, then a tour around Paris in a retro 2CV car, which you see this classic Citroën car here. It's an eventful dinner. It's a cabaret show. So yes, tasteful nudity. It is a great show, captivating show. Actually, the being there back in November, the choreographer who actually does the work for Lady Gaga when she is in France was the one that did the design work on this. Yes, again, if you are offended by the words breasts and buns, probably not the right trip for you, but captivating and just be in a wow for sure. Now, again, unsuitable for children, but a part of the culture. The other option, and this is why we have this as an option, because people may have done Moulin Rouge or something else like this in the past, is this other option, which is a brasserie dinner and a retro 2CV car tour. Now, this is going to be exploring the culinary scene during a traditional brasserie dinner before sliding in the back seat of a retro Citroën car. So you're not driving it yourself. Mon Dieu, my goodness, that'd be kind of crazy if you on that. But you're going to have this being able to sit back, have this drive through the chic boulevards, and just an awesome, unique evening. And you'll be definitely turning heads for sure as we traverse the city of Paris. Now, our next day, again, and you can do one thing, your traveling companion can do the other. Great, go back, compare notes. You're not paying an extra dime for doing so. Our next day, you'll be romanced by Paris, which is already going to be decorated for the season, and today will be yours for the taking. I was there in November, early November. It was already decorated for December. So again, we without a Thanksgiving or that time of year to come before it here, they're all ready come November for us here in December. Now, whether it's us wandering over to the left bank of the Seine, plunging into the bohemian atmosphere of Saint-Germain-des-Prés in the Latin Quarter, you've got this. Your tour manager will be on hand giving you options, ideas, where to go, what to see, and what to do. We just don't want you to be sitting in your room watching CNN and Fox News wondering what's going on back home. Go, see, do, live, explore. An option that we have here today is going to the Garden of Versailles and seeing the magnificent palace of Louis XIV. This is a option, goes for $129 per person. Now, earlier on, I told you that being a AAA member, there's another benefit. And for our pre-sold options, there is a $50 per person on one option tour of a discount. So that $129 would actually be $79 if you took this option as, again, a AAA member. So again, thank you so much. And that's why we want to give you this little extra bonus. Now on this excursion here, we're going to be traveling by coach to Versailles, which is a suburb of Paris here, where our local guide is going to recount the history of the palace and lead us through the various rooms of the state apartments. And of course, of particular, seeing the Queen's bedchambers, the famous Hall of Mirrors. Then we're going to have some leisure time as well to explore the incredible gardens, which took over 40 years to complete. And again, this is something that has to be pre-purchased no later than 60 days prior to the departure. So this is something you cannot sign up for on tour because there are time tickets and because of the availability on this here. Again, and of course, Louis XIV, the Sun King, that's where the state of Louisiana got its name from, was from this renowned king here as well. Now, of course, the afternoon is going to be yours at leisure to explore and enjoy, maybe hopping on the metro to stroll around the hilltop neighborhood of Montmartre and Sacré-Cœur Basilica, as we see right here. This is the Artisans' Quarter of Paris. And on our last day of Paris, how are you going to spend it? Are you going to indulge in some of the world's best shopping on the Champs-Elysees, or simply do as Parisians do, sitting at a sidewalk cafe, eating macarons at La Durée, or just again watching the beauty that Paris is before you go by? You do have that. You also do have this option, going to the Louvre. The Louvre here, world-renowned museum here, and we're going to go through the glass pyramid that was created by famous architect I.M. Pei, a local expert providing commentary as we venture through the countless masterpieces that line the halls of the museum, including Venus de Milo, the Mona Lisa, and many more. This could take you weeks to get through here, but we're going to hit some of those major highlights on this. Again, this has to be pre-purchased no later than 60 days prior to departure here in December on it. It goes for $100 per person. Again, this trip already is a big fat piece of chocolate cake. These are just the extra sprinkles and frosting to enhance it that much more. Now from here as well, we will then take in, sorry about that. We will then take in an exclusive dinner at the Eiffel Tower. What? Yes, we're dining at the Eiffel Tower, rising up on the Champs de Mars here. We will see the tallest structure in Paris and probably the most visited paid monument in the world here. Enjoy an unforgettable meal, French meal, of course, in contemporary settings here, providing just a wonderful contrast of this historical landmark and the restaurant that it resides in here, and being there at sunset, just to be in the city of light here, and then having a romantic Seine River cruise set against the Parisian glittering skyline. What an amazing way to end the trip and end your day here on this. Again, we look forward to having you on this trip. 3 nights in London, 4 nights in Paris. You want to come a couple days ahead of time? Yeah, you can do this as well. It goes for $4.99 per person, double occupancy, $6.99 as a solo traveler on this. Limited amount of solo spaces, so please do not delay on locking your spot in on this here. There'll be a local representative that will help to reveal what the city has to offer. This is a great way to get over jet lag ahead of time by coming in before the rest of the crew here. And again, experiencing London, this quintessential cosmopolitan, sophisticated metropolis. You'll have a day of independent exploration. The concierge at the hotel give you options, ideas, where to go, what to see, what to do. That local tour manager will give you some options here as well. Our next day, we'll navigate the city with a local expert, and using our included Oyster card, we'll hop on the famous underground, or the tube. That subway system here will bring us on to a walking tour along the River Thames, where we're going to see St. Paul's Cathedral, the Tate Modern Art Gallery, Shakespeare's Globe Theater, and much more. We're going to end at Borough Market, which is the premier food market, dates back over 1,000 years, where you'll be able to independently stroll through the small specialty produce stalls, the sumptuous street food traders, and enjoy the afternoon to further explore this city. Our next day here, day to explore on your own, take advantage of the city, whether it's the Churchill War Museum or going to somewhere else, you are going to have an included Tower of London pass. So again, to see the Queen's the Queen's jewels here, and much more within the Tower of London. That's something that you can have available there for you, because it's already included on this. But this is a famous place to just enjoy, walk, experience, and relish in. And remember, the weather on average is better than it is here in the capital region. Later, we're going to meet our fellow travelers to start our tour. You've already been there. They will just start joining us here as well. If you said, no, I want to spend a little extra time, but do another city, Amsterdam is going to be right here for you. And no, not Amsterdam, New York. We're talking the actual Amsterdam in the Netherlands here. 3-night post-tour stay goes for $12.99 per person, land and air. $16.99 as a solo traveler on this here. Again, a mix of independent exploration as well as guided sightseeing and experiences on this. Now, this is not just confined to people that are living in the capital region. I want to point this out here in just a moment, but again, let's say you have a family member that lives in a different part of the country. They can help to join with you and to experience this. and we'll be flying out of Amsterdam at the end of this trip. So again, this is something that's going to be something that any of your travel consultants here within AAA Northway are here to help out with. Here we are, beautiful city of Amsterdam here, 800-year-old capital of the Netherlands here. And there is going to be time for you to settle in, meet up with a local guide, get acquainting with the certain districts here of Amsterdam. This is the Jordan district here of Amsterdam. Multicultural roots, charming neighborhoods. We'll be doing a walking food tour where we're going to taste traditional Dutch fare as we walk along the canals, the historic homes between these stops as well. Our next day, we'll stroll through the city with a local expert, getting acquainted with the cozy lanes and the quintessential Dutch houses as we wander along those canals. We'll be visiting the Vincent van Gogh Museum, which houses the largest collection of Van Gogh artwork in the world. We'll enjoy an afternoon on our own, perhaps exploring the Anne Frank House, a museum dedicated to the memory of the young diarist who documented her time in hiding during World War II. Now, Van Gogh and the Anne Frank House, probably the two most popular sites in all of Amsterdam. And what I would recommend is that in advance here, prior to departure, is that you look at purchasing tickets online, working with your travel consultant, and any of the branches can assist on this. So just let us know and we'll help. Our next day, the day is yours. Exploring the narrow canals, those stone bridges, those bike brimmed roads at our leisure here. Maybe it's perusing the Dutch art at the Rijksmuseum, as we see right here, or even taking in a train to The Hague to see the renowned girl with the pearl earring at the Mauritshuis Museum here. We're going to have a canal cruise. I should say this, you'll have the opportunity of perhaps seeing the city on a canal cruise or spending time at a local cafe on this. So again, lots of little things, charms in this city here as well. Now, reminder, if you're going early or you're staying later, or you're just doing the standalone trip of London and Paris, we're going to have that hometown pickup right here for you as well. Again, leaving from the AAA Half Moon office in Clifton Park, making our way down to the city or the airport in Albany as well. Again, those adventures and personalizations, the pre-nights, the post-nights, the extensions, the optional tours, we have that right there. Furthermore, our insurance, it's better to have and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's the value of our no worries travel protection. Cancel for any reason, right to the day prior for any reason, 100% full money back. Not a coupon, not a travel credit, not an IOU. While on tour here, you're also going to be protected here. So again, it really is the kind of peace of mind that you can't put a price tag on. You might say, well, I've never needed to use insurance in the past. Well, folks, things have changed since 2019 BC, before COVID, okay? And that it's better to have insurance, not need it, than need it and not have it. Note that up until June 3rd, if you have to cancel for any reason, yes, up until the 3rd of June, you're going to get that insurance back as well. So again, there is no financial repercussion if you have to cancel early. From the 4th of June until the day prior in December, you'd get everything back minus the cost of the insurance, but that again is why you have the insurance. Now, we do have a loyalty program. So when you come back for this trip and you want to do another AAA Member Choice Vacations journey through AAA Northway, we'll have $100 to $150 off your next trip as a way of saying thanks. You will need to have a passport on this, okay? So look to see when your passport is due to expire. If your passport is due to expire by June of 2024, you might want to get things updated here earlier on in 2023 so that there's no funny business later on down the road. Now, if you don't have a passport or you are, kind of questioning new things, work with a travel consultant at AAA Northway. They're going to be there for you. That said, is that you can still fill out your form. Just leave those portions blank that are going to be of what is going to need to be updated. And we'll make sure to dot the I's and cross the T's respectively there. So again, just fill out exactly how it matches on your government issued ID. Coming down the pipeline in November of 2023, there is going to be a 3-year-long visa. So what this is basically, it's a one-time fee of about $7 or $8 currently that is going to be used for It's a one-time payment valid for 3 years, and it's for people that are entering Europe from abroad. There's 41 countries around the globe that are a part of this ETIAS. And this is something that your travel consultant will be telling you about a little bit later on. But again, this is something that it's a one-time fee, less than a couple gallons of gas, basically. And that is going to be due prior to departure, just to make sure that you're aware of it. It's coming down the line. More information coming later this summer and fall. To find out more, let's get back to the fun stuff. To find out more, here's how you can find out about what's available on that group webpage that we have already set up for you. gateway.memberchoicevacations.com/link/1137627. That QR code is leading right up there to that dinosaur that you see up right there, or that dinosaur leading right up there to that sign up now button that you see pointed out. Now over to the right-hand side, there's an email to a friend option, so you can forward on that info saying, hey, I'm going here. Who's coming with me? You've got that option too. And here's what we've got. December 2nd to the 10th, all listed right there. If you scroll down on that page, it even has the travel tips and other questions about voltage, money exchange, all of that right there in advance. That sign up now button that you see arrowed and pointed off to even gives you a drop down option, so you can be able to do this turnkey. Then tell your local advisor that you work with at AAA Northway that you just signed up for that trip, so that they're made aware. And here's why we always say the early bird gets the travelware. The book now early and save is reflected here in the pricing on this, saving $350 by June the 3rd. So here's our drop down. $698 is the deposit. At the time of deposit is when the insurance is due, $449. So $698 plus $449 is $1147. $1147 is due with that insurance. Now deposits are due June the 3rd. The fully refundable, including that insurance, June the 3rd. Final payment is not going to be due until basically the 3rd week of September. September 19th is when we'll say it's time to have it all in, to budget, plan, prepare, and all that. Round trip transfer from, again, Clifton Park, Half Moon area down to Albany, round trip air from Albany, including the air taxes, the high-speed trains, the airport to hotel transfers, the hotels, the porterage, 10 meals included on this here, $39.99 per person, double occupancy, plus that insurance would be $44.48. As a solo traveler, it's $700 higher, so it's $46.99 as a solo traveler. With that $449 insurance, $51.48 respectively. This is one of our top tours here, and this is why I always point this out. You know that voice in your head that's simply telling you to travel? Listen to it. 10 years from now, you'll be so glad that you did. The best time to travel, my friends, is while you can. So again, reaching out to any of our travel consultants at either 877-222-8283 or AAA.com/appointment, or setting up an appointment there with any of our offices and travel consultants. They're there for you to make your travel dreams become a reality. December 2nd to December 10th here. Again, on behalf of all of us at AAA Northway, thank you. Merci beaucoup. We look forward to having you travel on this amazing journey, December 2 to December 10. Remember that it's not just for us here in the capital region, but again, anybody, a family member that lives in another part of the country, or if you're a snowbird by this time of year, we can fly out of your local airport wherever you may be. Here it is. We look forward to having you there. Bon voyage, cheerio, thank you, and have you travel with us on London and Paris holiday this December.